Hello, it's Carly Snyr here with Nail's Next Top Nail Artist, and this is season 6. This is our final challenge. This is the big one. There's only 3 of us left. This final challenge is sponsored by CND, and it's inspired by it being this year being their 40th anniversary of being a company. 40 years. So we had 4 different sets to do based off different eras and inventions that CND created. So I hope you guys enjoy. This set is titled Fashion First and is inspired by the fact that CND loves to work with fashion and different designers on the runway. This is a bathing suit designed by Cynthia Rowley. Cynthia Rowley was the first fashion designer that CND collaborated with for wearing nails on the runway. We were asked to create this set using watercolor. I found a bathing suit and a dress off of Cynthia Rowley's website, and I decided to inspire my nails based off these. I chose a bathing suit because when CND originally worked with Cynthia Rowley, the theme of the nails for that set they did back in the 80s was a Qantas, and that was all about silvery sea-like shades of polish, and what better to wear at the sea than a bathing suit? So I decided to go with this. And on Cynthia Rowley's website, I found a lot of negative space. So I wanted to create negative space across all 10 of these nails. And I'm using actual watercolor paint, and I'm using a really heavy pigmented amount of paint on my brush just to put the paint where I want it. And then I go back in later and I soak up with a dry brush where I had just laid the paint, and it creates a really cool effect. It's really a light layered look with the outside of the area you just painted having a little outline effect. And I went back in, and based off the bathing suit, I wrote some words with the watercolor as well. I found it easier to write super small things with watercolor with a heavier pigment at first, and then using that same effect to go back in and suck out some of the richness of that color and make it that diluted, overlapping watercolor look. If you try and go too light with the watercolor, it just gets really hard to see, and it's not as easy to work with, in my opinion. So I went over and I sporadically put these words, the same words that were on Cynthia Rowley's bathing suit, and I also added some of my own, like CND. And on my 2 outside nails, I added big bold letters, Cynthia Rowley, and Creative Nails. This next set is called The Family Story. It's all about the origins of CND and how it got started by Jan Arnold's father, Dr. Stuart Nordstrom, who was a dentist who ended up inventing some pretty radical nail products. To pay tribute to Jan's father and the starter of all things CND, I wanted to make a little abstract portrait of Dr. Stuart Nordstrom, Jan Arnold, and her brother Jim Nordstrom. I wanted to make the father the biggest image, and I wanted to surround bright rainbow aura because these 3 are just too iconic to not have auras around them. I made the CNDC logo at the bottom and filled in the background with black watercolor paint, and then I went in with very elongated, kind of hidden letters and spelt words that are important to the CND brand, like creative nail design, inventions, innovations, Dr. Stuart Nordstrom, Jan Arnold, and so on. In a voice call we had with Jan Arnold, I remember her saying that she was like salt and her brother was like pepper. And when they came together, they created this magical spice. So I wanted to immediately make salt and pepper shakers. I started by using builder gel to make these perfect little triangles, and then I could very carefully set them on a hexagon shape, and with a flashlight LED curing light bulb, slowly and quickly cure each of these as you stack each side on, and I sealed each side with a little string of gel polish. And then I wanted to file off the very, very top of the salt and pepper shakers so that we could fill them with our sprinkly, sparkly salt and pepper. Jan said that she was salt and her brother Jim was pepper. So I wanted to fill Jan's pot full of clear Swarovski crystal pixies and silver glitter, and I filled her brother Jim's up with black Swarovski crystal pixies and black glitter. Next set is called Solar Power, and it's all about Dr. Stuart Nordstrom and his invention of the solar nail, which was a very specific kind of acrylic that was good for not breaking and non-yellowing. And my solar powered nails are solar powered as well. With the solar nails, you could make perfect pink and white acrylic nails that did not yellow. So I wanted to do a crazy twist on the classic pink and white or Forever French and just do all the different designs that I could think of using pink and white acrylic. And I made some different seashell looking designs, and once you build those up, it's so satisfying to file away and watch your creation come to life because it was hidden under all that acrylic. I thought this next set was super fun. It was inspired by the invention of Barista gel, which happened in the early 2000s, and that is an era I know something about. We were to sculpt gel nails that gave a look into the future. So what better way to tell the future than to look at the past? So I was gonna think, let me look at some iconic things from the early 2000s and make nails based off my experience of the 2000s. So this is a technique I learned from Amy Becker, where you string the gel straight across the middle of the nail and balance it out the sides, and then flip the nail upside down and let it self-level itself. If you need to, just barely tweak it, flip it back over, and you can cure it. And here I'm just extending the length of the nail first. And gel nails. Now to paint them. I am just obsessed with orange right now, so that's why I went with orange. And plus CND has a lot of really pretty orange colors. But what's more classic in the 2000s than a French tip and an airbrush design? As well as people for no reason getting Mandarin tattoos that they probably don't know what they stand for. But I decided to pick some that were meant simple things like wind and earth and father. And what is more 2000s than airbrush dolphins and Playboy bunnies? This is a sunglass I busted out, and I cut up with my e-file to get these little shards of sunglass that ended up looking like the most precious little stones that I also wanted to mix with glass that I had collected from a car accident I was in that was sitting in the bottom of my purse, and it was just so pretty, and I was like, I'm going to use this one day, and what better time to use it than for the NTNA Top 3 finale. So I put these pieces of sunglasses and broken glass on the nails. And what's more 2000s than a coil cord phone? So I took this coil cord from an old phone, cut it, and adorned the nails with it. Thank you guys for following me on my journey through this crazy long year of Nails Next Top Nail Artist. I will have one more surprise set to be revealed in Orlando, and that will be starting May 30th through June 3rd. Will be the premiere Orlando trip. So get your tickets now for the NTNA finale party. Hope to be seeing some of you there. Me and Jacob say bye. Say bye, Jacob.